Alright, back at it. I'm going to do, hopefully, a little bit quicker than the first one, but just a run through of the other Theory Sabers lightsaber that I got. This is actually the first one that I got, so I did the second one first because it's the SNV4, so like the mid-grade kind of, board internals. Now this is the first one that I got, but I'll do it second because this is the Proffie, so it's technically the top of the line. So I'm not going to really necessarily. I'll go over quick. What came in it. It's the same as the other one. The box is a little bit bigger, but it's still the awesome Theory Sabers box packaging. The inside's the same there, and then again, everything that's in it. You got your tool kit with all of the goodies in it. The Allen key and the set screws for the blade, the charging cable, which I am currently is on my shelf being utilized, the Theory Sabers metal plaque with the sticky back on it, your, of course, Theory Sabers decals, the display stand, which is the nice laser cut acrylic. Again, I don't, if you didn't watch the other video I did, I don't plan on using those because I have a different way that I display my sabers, as I'm sure plenty do, but they're still really nice either way. Might use them eventually. I have other older sabers that I might use those for if I ever have enough room to display everything. Your instruction, or your instruction book tells you all your basics on it, and then obviously the blade or the hilt came in bubble wrap, and the nice velvet Theory Sabers bag. Toss all that away real quick. Not toss it away. Oh, let's see here. Where can we put this? Just toss this to the side. So we're working very small spaces here. All right. So this one is the editor, which I believe is E22 on the website. I originally was going to get the Soul Light first when I saw that one. The blue caught my eye, and everything about it caught my eye. And as I was looking a bit more, I came across the editor. And this one just, I saw this and immediately changed my mind on this being the first one that I was going to get. Most of the sabers that I have through other companies are more, I guess I would call them light side kind of based hilts. They're brighter, more shiny, polished metal, stuff like that. My one staff that I have, the two hilts for that, is a weathered, so it's a bit darker, but it's got the brown leather wrap around the hilt. None of them look too, I guess, not that there's a light and a dark side, but to me none of them look to be all too dark side-esque. So I saw this one and I had to get it. It kind of, to me, it said dark side, or close to it. So we'll get to the important bits here. That is the editor E22. It's a nice weathered, you can see that there, a nice blue weathered finish. It's just, it is beautiful. This thing is awesome. It's comfortable. It's not too heavy. It's easy enough to spin. Not as comfortable as the Soul Light, just because it has a little bit more rough edges on it. But it still feels great in the hand. It spins pretty well. So it works pretty good for that. Again, the only thing that I did differently on this one was the CoverTech wheel. This one I did have to completely drill through and tap, but I had a black weathered CoverTech wheel from a different saber, or hilt, so I took that off and put it on this one. I think it looks quite good along with the blue, and it'll come in handy for obviously tossing on the belt. So, and then again, can't really see it in this one, but the Theory Sabers blade plug. So again, you know, the end cap comes off for this one as well. You have to carefully unscrew the whole handle, and there's your internals. There is the awesome Proffie board. The SD card is down behind it, or underneath on the back side of the board. There's your charging port for charging your battery, 18650 battery. Again, like I said in my one with the SNV4, you can remove the battery if you want to charge it that way. I believe, from what I've noticed, I believe the Proffie does hold on to all of its settings and everything because it's actually programmed on the board. So you don't have to worry about it resetting if you were to take the battery out and charge it that way. Otherwise, you know, it's a little bit quicker if you have a nice charger, nice expensive charger like I do. You can charge, mine charges up to 4 of 18650s or any other size rechargeable. It does like half a dozen or a dozen different batteries, rechargeable batteries. So you can do it that way. It charges quicker. It's probably a little bit more efficient and, you know, maybe a little bit better for the battery. But overall, as long as you are using the 5 volt 1 amp wall charger for the cord that you get, you'll be fine. It might just take a little bit longer. I have noticed that while using that way of charging on these, that both the light on the switch will light up and there's a light on the board itself. Both will light up blue while it's charging, and once it's done charging, it will shut the lights off. So that is nice. Unlike, insert this back here, just go easy, make sure you don't just throw it on there. You want to make sure it gets over the charging port, the board's down and everything, and then just give her a twist and you're on. It is real nice. The other Sabers that I have from a couple other companies, at least the ones that I have, they might have updated over the years, but the ones that I have, there is no way to tell that they're done charging. You just have to let it charge for, I don't even know, I think it's like 2 to 4 or 6 hours or something, depending on how dead it is. And those, at least for 2 from the one brand that I have, the battery is not removable. Sorry, actually, yeah, no, neither of them are removable, so you have to charge them through the charging port on the hilt. So I like the Theory Sabers that it does give you the option, if you want to remove the battery. Now, granted, when you go to add anything or modify anything on the SD card for sound fonts and blade effects, you have to remove the battery before you remove the SD card. Otherwise, you could potentially harm the, I believe it's the SD card. So you have to remove the battery first either way, so they make it removable. It's kind of nice. As far as internals go, like I said, this one I got the Proffie board on. Out of box, the Proffie board has a lot more to it. It definitely has better sound. The SNV4 has good sound, but you can tell there's a noticeable difference in the sound quality with the Proffie board and speaker that is along with it. Just a little bit better quality. And then out of box, the blade effects that are attached to each sound font are already programmed, so you already have that flicker, you have that like on Kylo Ren's, you have that unstable kind of blade effect to it. You have the faster or slower ignitions and shutdowns that coincide with each sound font as well. Whereas, you have to manually do that in the app on the SNV4. Out of box, that just comes on off. It's just a quick on off. You have to tune all of that, whereas this all programmed already. So out of box, grab and go, for, you know, the way that most of the your favorite, you know, characters sabers look. This one, the Proffie rather, definitely better. I would say overall Proffie is the way to go. In, you know, if you're looking for just that better overall, but there's a lot, like I said in my SNV4 video for the Soul Light, there's a lot of benefits to the SNV4 as well, and I got one of each. I wanted to know what the differences were, and, you know, I'll utilize them in different ways. So, you know, but they look great together. I actually got the coupler to make them into a staff. Kind of my own take on like a Darth Revan, sort of. Obviously nowhere near the proper hilt, but you know, I got my kind of like dark side and then my light side, and, you know, they both have the blue on them, so I think they go together nicely. They'll look great, you know, on a belt together, you know, in a, you know, the right costume. But yeah, again, this thing is beautiful. Just everything about it. It looks great. It feels great. It sounds great. It performs great. You know, a little bit more of a hassle to add sound fonts to the Proffie. You have to get the proper cable to plug it in, and you have to know what you're doing as far as either replacing sound fonts that are on here, or if you're going to add your own, you have to know how to get into the file and, you know, copy and paste. Find the right or find the sound font that you like the blade effects of, and then what I did was I copied and pasted within that text file the you know, the sound font that I liked, and then you just change out the name of it, and, you know, with the corresponding name on the SD card for the sound font. So a little bit more time consuming. My computer didn't necessarily enjoy the process, but it worked. You know, and got them all on there, and you know, we'll shortly go into showing off the Sound and Light show shortly here. Alright, got the blade in. This one has 4 retention screws, 2 on this side, 2 on this side, so definitely held in a little bit better, I guess, than the Soul Light. So if you're planning on dueling with these, this one might be the way to go, just with the more retention screws. But I don't expect the Soul Light to perform bad as far as dueling goes. So, all right, for the Proffie one, you know, one hit turns it on, and we'll show you here. Suppose I should have the guide up. All controls are right on Theory Sabers website. So this is a Proffie 1 button. So to turn on and off, obviously hit the button or hold it down. You can double click well off and it'll mute the ignition. To play music for each sound font has its own soundtrack. You well off would double hit the button and it'll start the music. You can also triple hit, and on the Proffie it'll actually tell you what your battery voltage is at still.
3.94 volts.
So it should be the 18650 batteries generally when they're fully charged are around 4 to I think 4.1, and they'll fairly quickly get into the 3.9 or 3.8 range. I don't remember what the safe voltage level is, but you'll know, as I found out the first go around, you'll know when the battery's starting to get low, because it'll act a little bit weird. The sound quality won't be as good, and some of the effects might not work as well. So let's see if we can get the music to hit here. Not really the best one, but right off the bat here, I believe this was the Wanderer, just a simple Wanderer sound font. Or it was, well, let's find out here.
I'm Cal, and this is BD1.
So you can hold down for a second, short press, let off, and it'll cycle backwards through the sound fonts. Or you can hold it.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Okay, so that was actually Darth Plagueis. You can hold it down, and it'll go through them forward. So sometimes it's easier to actually go backwards because you have to hold it down for less time. So this is Darth Plagueis, and right off the bat, you'll see when you ignite it, it just has that blade effect. The ignition and the flicker is already there. And again, you've got the gesture. This one has the stab on. And then the twist off. But you can see right there.
3.90 volts.
Oops. It has the white into the red, and then shut it off, and it does the white as well. Again, so we'll go through some of these here.
I'm Cal, and this is BD1.
Here's Cal's.
3.89 volts.
There's a better music with each one is awesome. Just
3.89 volts.
it just adds a little bit something extra to the, when you're dueling with it that you just don't get with other ones. Second sister from the Jedi Survivor games. Nice pulse. Now, the Proffie has the smooth swing as well, but it on the fast movements, it has a much better reaction sound than the SNV4 does, and you'll see that in some of the other sound fonts here.
Ahsoka Tano.
So here's Ahsoka's. Got the nice flicker. Balin's. That one you notice you got the nice white that leads the orange. Again, you got flash on clash, and all of these are different on the SNV4. That flash color is just white, depending on which one you get here. This one's actually like a yellow. It's hard to tell in the video. Your blaster and everything is yellow. The other things this one can do, well, the SNV4 can do it as well, but on this one for force, you're going to hold the button down and give it a twist. Your lockup mode, so you can hold the button and hit. It'll flash the whole blade, or hold it, hit, and then continue hitting. And the other cool thing is, as you, with the lockup, move the blade around, as you can see, it's down at the bottom, and it moves up the blade. Let it go. Your double hit of the button while it's on is going to be your lightning block effect. As you can see, it's kind of going all over the blade there. This one has melt, tip drag. So tip drag, you'd hold the button well down and then hit. It's hard to tell on this one, but the end of the blade lights up, and then as you turn it, this color doesn't show it as well, but the end of the blade actually turns, goes between like white and whatever color you're on, kinda, or actually I think they all do like a red, but it'll change. You can kind of see it from there. And then melt, you got to give it a good thrust. See if I can get it to do it here. There we go. Melt actually is the one that changes colors as you turn it. So it goes from a yellow to like a red. Hard to tell, but it's, I mean, just everything about this is sweet. And then, let's see, it was... There's battle mode where if you hit the button... There you go. Hit the button and then swing. And then as you're swinging, you get all the different sounds. And then you just hit it again, and it'll go back to normal.
The Dark Saber. It belongs to me.
Dark Saber has a really nice effect to it. I don't know if it'll pick it up here. There we go. Yes, this is where that stab on is great. For Kylo's, you get that awesome unstable blade. And with this one too, it does that white ignition to start off with. Oh, and then it sounds fantastic. The sound fonts from Kyberphonics are just absolutely fantastic.
Just a simple wanderer.
Here's the Wanderer. Notice that slow ignition and off. That's all already on the sound font for here. You don't have to hunt through and program it via an app or anything. It is just, it's already there. And all of these are part of the...
Now this is hot person.
All of these are part of the standard sound font package that you get with any of the Sabers without choosing prequel, sequel, any of that sort of thing. Here's the Anakin Pod Racer one. Notice right off the bat, if you watch the Soul Light one with the SNV4, the way this ignites. And you've got that pre-on. So with the SNV4, it was just a... This one, you can hear it. And you've got that blade effect. This one will be a little bit harder to catch. Now, with the sound... So you got that lingering, like, you know, like you're at the racetrack, the pass by. And this is probably one of the cooler ones, the turn off. So cool. So cool. God, I love that. This one's got a very interesting, kind of slow moving up dark spots.
Ezra Bridger.
Like I said in the Soul Light video, the Ezra, this one right here, Ezra's Green Saber, is the one that made me start looking at getting other sound fonts, because I saw this one and I had to have it. Just, oh. So this one has like a greenish yellow to it. And the ignition sound, I love that ignition sound. By far, probably one of my favorites. I don't know what it is, just that, like, it's just fantastic.
I'm right.
Here's Ray's. Again, I'll do the comparison video between the two of them and a lot of these fonts and show you exactly the difference between the two. But if you watch the other one, so for Ray's it was just a quick on. This one you can hear that pre-on or that pre-ignition. So you have that I don't even know how you describe it. Instead of just, you get the, and then you get the, you know, that. So here it is in full.
3.82 volts.
Sorry. Obviously yellow. This one, the Proffie, I did add all of the fonts that I got so far, so this will actually go through all of them. Mace Windu, another one that I got off Kyberphonics.
No good to me, dead.
The one that everybody knows. Yes, the Kaboom font. Jango Fett and Boba Fett's ship. Oh. Now this is probably my favorite part of this, the lockup and the lightning block. If you time it right, you get the exact bit that happened during the movie. It is, oh. You got him! And then, of course, the off. So cool. I have wanted a NeoPixel style saber for years. Years and years and years. But you couldn't duel with them. So, Theory's blades, if you watched his test videos, he beat the crap out of these things. And couldn't break, he broke the hilt, but he couldn't break the blade until finally, I think at the end, the last thing he did, the end cap broke off and the internals shot out. But everything he did, the thing would still turn on and it would just keep kicking. So I saw all of that, all of his torture test videos, and I watched a couple others. You know, one of the great ones to watch for like saber choreography and dueling and whatnot, Mike Skywalker. Mike Starwalker, I think it is. I don't remember exactly which it is. I believe it's Mike Starwalker. But he showed some dueling with these, and just, I mean, you know, he doesn't go easy on these things at all. And he, yeah, it's Mike Starwalker is the YouTube page. Highly recommend if you want some awesome saber dueling and choreography. But he got a couple of these as well and goes to town on them, and couldn't break them. So, I mean, after all of that, seeing all of that, I had to pick them up, and not the one. I'm not the least bit upset at all, or I mean, I don't even know what the right word is. I don't have the right words, but truly amazed at these Theory Sabers. And you know, I've watched Theory Saber for years, his channels, and he puts out great content, and I wanted to support a great guy and a great business. So I will probably continue to get sabers from him as long as I'm getting other sabers. But we'll do this one more time, and we'll go on to the next here. So cool. One of the other special ones you get on his, the TIE Fighter. Darth Revan was one of the ones I added. I got purple on this one, and on the SNV4 his red saber. So, but again, you'll notice this one has that pre-ignition sound, that before it ignites. So the sounds are just next level. And again, music tracks that come with each sound font.
3.79 volts.
See, going down a little bit.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
Qui-Gon. Shins. Try to rocket through some of these here.
He's been working on that thing for weeks. What kind of lightsaber could he possibly build with the junk we have laying around?
Ezra's first saber, the one that was a blaster as well. Chopper is the force sounds for that one. Again, the ignition, just next level.
I wondered when you would return.
Temple Guard. Centauri from, I believe it was the second Jedi Survivor. Definitely got that kind of older, like Old Republic kind of sound, a little bit more unstable. This one I have Krell's as green. Okay, in the Soul Light video I mentioned that this is where I mentioned the pre-on. For Dooku is just the ignition. You'll hear on this one, you'll get the thump and then the ignition. Just that low kind of quick thud. And with this as well, you'll have that white beforehand, a little hard to see. And you get all the proper sounds from, you know, the movie that it was in. The sounds are all next level as well. I mean, nothing competes with this. Dooku's probably one of my favorites.
Someday I will be the most powerful Jedi ever.
The hum on Anakin's is just I don't even know how to describe it. Like, so menacing. Vader's on this one, that the ignition, kind of when he came out of the darkness in Rogue One, that slow ignition, just, oh. With the white, just so cool. Obi-Wan.
At last we will have revenge.
Maul, another favorite of mine. And Phantom Menace. I've always loved Darth Maul's, like, the sound of his. That was one of the first sabers that I got in the old Force Effects Hasbro ones. And it just, and this sound is even better than that, obviously, because that was years ago. But this is just, yeah. Darth Maul's is awesome.
Master Yoda.
Again, all of these have the, you know, the flicker and everything built in, as well as the proper ignition and takedown. Darth Sidious.
I am a Jedi, like my
Luke.
father before me.
Not Revenge of the Sith. Return of the Jedi.
You ever hear the tragedy
And
of
back to Darth Plagueis.
the Wise?
So there you go. There's the E22, the editor, with the Proffie internals. Again, would highly recommend the Proffie in general. If you want to be able to change stuff on the fly without having to plug anything in, I would go with the SNV4, just because it, you know, like I've said multiple times throughout both the videos, the ease of changing stuff on the SNV4 is just a lot quicker. You know, it's just a simple download the app, bam, you're good to go. You can do it on the fly. You know, you take it out somewhere, you're out in the yard playing, you can change everything right there. Whereas the Proffie, you have to go in and you have to plug it into, you know, plug it into your computer and do all that kind of stuff with it. So, but the nice thing with the Proffie too, though, is if you don't want to have to change any of that, you can add your sound fonts that, you know, that you purchased and toss them on there, and you're good to go. You don't have to, you know, worry about it from there, and you can have more on there. You know, you can have quite a few more sound fonts on the Proffie board than you can on the SNV4. Like I said, I think for the SNV4 it's like 23 or 24, maybe 25. I definitely have more on the Proffie than I do on there. So it's nice to have all of the different sound fonts that you want on the fly, because I'm indecisive. I just want to have the option of all of them. And I'm probably still looking at getting more yet. I know K-Sith just came out with Star Killer from the 2 Force Awakens games, or the Force Unleashed games rather, sorry. So I might have to break down and get those as well, and go through the little bit of a hassle to add those onto here. But yeah, Proffie, definitely recommend. Better sound, better out of box, just ready to go experience without having to mess around with anything. And if that's what you want, is to just grab and go, definitely Proffie. Spend a little bit extra. The effects are just top notch. The sound top notch. Highly recommend that. I can't say enough good about, you know, the Theory Sabers after getting these and asking any questions that I had of them. Their company's awesome, Theory's awesome, his team is absolutely awesome, and I will definitely be getting at least another one or two. I've got my eyes on Obi-Wan's saber from Phantom Menace, his apprentice saber. Always loved that one. These were my two, or my trying out to see which one I wanted to get for internals wise for that saber, and hopefully be getting that one around the holidays, possibly another one as well. We'll see what else comes out, but kick-ass job being done by them. Highly recommend. Like I said, I can't say enough times. Recommend if you want to get a saber, go through Theory Sabers. They are great stuff. So I will do a comparison video side by side between the SNV4 and the Proffie, going through each sound font that is on them, that comes on them on your standard font sound font package, I'll go through them side by side so you can see the differences between the two. That'll be coming up here shortly. But, yep, again, Editor-E22 with Proffie internals.